Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tri-State Sit Down Podcast. I'm joined here
How
with
we
Jack,
doing?
and Jack is the only one here with us today. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we apologize. There was supposed to be an episode that was released earlier last week, but due to some technical difficulties, we weren't able to get that out, unfortunately. So we're here today. We're gonna get an episode out for you, and yeah, let's jump right into it.
Let's get into it.
Also, one more remark. Apologies for not having any camera today. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm up in New York. My technology isn't as good as it is where I am at college. So, um, yep, just bear with us. We got a nice banner from Madison Square Garden and American Airlines Center for each series that we're going to be talking about. So,
Mm-hmm.
Jack, you got anything before we get started?
The Rangers are killing me. Yeah, it's in here.
Um,
Let's do it.
all right, so first thing first, let's talk about the New Jersey Devils hiring Sheldon Keefe as their new head coach.
I I think that's going to be interesting. A lot of Sheldon Keefe. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people says he's not a good coach. He wasn't a good fit with Toronto. He really needs to find a team that he's going to be fit with. I mean, Jersey needed someone, and they got someone. We'll see. I mean, he's never had a cup, but he has taken a team to the playoffs. But again, we'll see. He just has to find his team that he fits with. That's really what it is.
I mean, I 100% agree with you. I think that Toronto, they had a lot of problems inside their locker room, which is why they couldn't do well. And, Sheldon Keefe, he may not seem like the best coach because, oh, yeah, he's only had one playoff series win. I think it was like 5 or 6 years. Um, but you can't forget that in the AHL, he won the Calder Cup. So
Hmm.
he's a winning coach. And just because he hasn't won at this level with a very, um, what's it called? Jack, what's the word I'm thinking of? An
For like the
underperforming
lead.
team. Underperforming team
Yeah.
doesn't mean that he's not a good coach. Although,
Listen,
we got
like he's gonna get them before, like to the playoffs. I think to a cup. I don't know, but he's fine coach. I just don't think he's not the best, but he'll be a good addition to Jersey. I think they're gonna do a lot with him. I think he's a good fit for them. I mean, they could have gotten anybody else, but they went with him. So clearly they see something in him, but we'll see.
absolutely. And there was there's another comparison to him and Craig Berube. Like Craig Berube, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, he was like, "We're gonna win the Stanley Cup. We're taking it back to St. Louis." And then you got Sheldon Keefe at Game 7. He's like, "All right, boys, just have fun out there. We're gonna do great. What have you." So I think Sheldon Keefe just needs a little bit more fire under him.
Hmm.
Um, a little bit more of a Craig Berube type, spark.
Hmm.
But yeah, what do we think about Craig Berube to Toronto?
That should be interesting. I think he's a good coach. I mean, he has a cup under him, and Toronto has always been a team that hasn't made the first round, but can't get past the second. So we'll see.
Absolutely, and I think that Sheldon Keefe might be the right fit for Toronto because they need somebody to rip them a new one, to
Hmm.
say politely.
Yeah,
Um,
they need to wake up.
they do.
I think they. It's been. I don't know how they can just keep going in playoffs and not like. It's every year. It's like they make it, and then it's not fun watching them. It really isn't.
Not at all. And with a team like that, you have four amazing players
And it's just
who
wasted.
exactly, yeah, it's wasted, and you know, it's I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah.
You have four guys who are paid so high, and they got such talent, and they can't get past the first round. And then when they do get past the first round, they can't even win more than two. Yeah, more than a game.
Like, how the fuck? I don't understand. Like, listen, as a Rangers fan, it's like for us, it's like I don't I can't say I this is gonna sound like it, but I just don't see how you would want to be with a team that's like that can't get past the first round. I mean, listen, you could say that for any team, but it's like it's every year with these guys, and they have such a good team. Like they've kicked our asses before, and it's like it just sucks to see because they're such a good team, and they're not going anywhere, and that's going to affect them in the future because that could have consequences.
Yeah,
But
not only consequences, but it's like this team. It's supposed to be so good. I'd say that they're supposed to have a cup, maybe two by now.
they should have had at least two cups by now. But Sheldon Keefe's like, oh, okay, just play, play. No, that's not how you win a cup. That's not how you win anything.
It's not really
I
a
mean,
winning mindset.
the Hurricanes, yes, we beat them, but they came back. They were hungry. And I'm giving that to them. They were a formidable team. I think that's probably the we were two of the best matchups in the conference. And I think it's like they actually fought back a little bit. They didn't come out on top, but they gave a good fight. The Leafs barely fought against Boston. I mean, two games, yeah, but they had you beat. Like, come on. And Boston didn't even beat the Panthers. Well, we know why. But you could at least put up a fight.
Yep. Well, now, do we want to get going with it? Yeah. Do we think we're good with this topic? And
I think we're good.
all
I think
right.
we've explained it all.
So let's talk about before we get into the current matchups. Since we didn't really talk about or since we were supposed to have an episode that was supposed to go up before the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals started,
Mhm.
why don't we talk about the finishes between specifically the Panthers and the Rangers, and then we'll do the Stars and the Oilers. How we originally thought these series would turn out to be.
I think. Listen, I've always known the Panthers were a good team. I just didn't think we would not put up a listen. It's not over yet, but the Panthers are a very good team. They're a very good, well-machined team. We're also a good team, but we're not showing it. We have so much talent, and it's just being wasted. It's like Mika. There's no defense for us. They're letting Florida just go right through. It's like you can't win a cup like that. I'm sorry, but that's not how it works. And it's like we want to move. It's like a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but the third game we should not have won. I don't know how we won that. I'm
I agree.
happy that we did, but They outshot us 110 goals to 50. They had us beat. And the fact that we beat them in overtime is fucking crazy. Like, I don't know. There's something about that just doesn't sit right with me. We should have been beat, but we weren't, thank God. But I just don't know. I really don't. And Saturday's and you have Crier saying, "Oh, we're gonna win Saturday." You've been a no-show this series, bud. You scored last night, but our heavy hitters have been a no-show. The series has just been back and forth between both teams, and I knew this was going to happen. I think everyone knew this was going to happen. I just didn't think it was going to be this extent. I thought the Rangers would maybe put up a fighting chance and go on, but I don't know. I really don't. It's frustrating to me as a fan, and I think it's frustrating to other people as well. And everyone's like, "Don't give up hope." It's like it's hard not to. It's like we're a team of resilience and we come back, but we don't even look like we want it. We really don't. We just look dead by the third period. We do good the first period. We'll score one goal. Then they come back. Sure, we'll maybe tie it, but then they'll still have our asses. Like
Now,
that's not how you win a cup.
really
You should
quickly,
at least be keeping the lead. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, Jack. When you talk about the
You're-
first period, right?
Mhm.
Something that I've realized throughout the entire playoffs with the Florida Panthers is they suck in the first period, and that is the period. That is the period you have to take advantage. If you don't take
You
advantage,
have to take advantage. They're not a first period team. I've been noticing that now. Like now that you say that, I've actually been noticing that. They will never, it is rare of them to score first in the first period. It will usually be 1-0, 2-0 if you're fucking lucky. Because Barbowski's a fucking insane. And I can admit that. Igor might be a little better, but Barbowski is definitely up there. And that's not even me being biased because of Igor. I'm saying this because seeing what Barbowski could do is actually fucking crazy. They're both walls, and I think that is a huge factor. These goalies are too good that it's so. I've been saying this for the entire playoff run. They need to catch Bobrovsky off guard in order to score a goal. There's no way they could score a goal when he's on top, when he's at focus. He's just too good.
yeah, and it's the same thing with Igor.
Same thing with Igor, too. They're both insane goalies. But the problem is, the Panthers are doing it right. They're catching Igor off guard. We got to do that with Barbowski.
I mean, look at what it takes to beat Igor. You have like a fluky goal in Game 4. You have the Alexei Lafreniere tipping his own net in Game 1. And then you got Verhaeghe batting it out of the air because Shesterkin is down low or covering the bottom half of the net.
Also, I know you're going to disagree with me on this. I feel like the refs have been awful on both teams.
So, this is my stance with the referees. If they make a call and you go to the power play or the penalty kill, if you don't score or if you don't defend, it's on you. If you do score, then okay, good. But at the same time, when there's a missed call, and don't get me wrong, there absolutely has been. I think I just think on both sides it hasn't been good, but because it hasn't been good on both sides, it's I don't want to say it's fair because obviously it's not if they're not making these calls, but if they're missing calls on both sides, it's like, how do I put this? It's not fair, but it's fair. I guess
it is. It's equal. We'll say that. But there's also like a thing where if you're good Rangers, you're gonna get the power play. Make it something that's gonna work for you. Score. Put it in. Keep pressure on him. Make him think. Make him think, oh, it's going to be over there. Oh, it's going to be over here. Then use that to your advantage and score. Use
And
the power play. That's what you have 2 minutes to try and score on him. Put the pressure. It's not hard. They're a good team, but you can be smart with that.
that's the biggest thing that I've seen with this series is the rain. Oh wait, hang on, just a second. Jack, talk for a second because my dog's barking.
Oh well.
All right. So the thing with this series that I, it's huge. The Rangers' power play in every other series throughout the regular season has been their X factor. It has been their number one thing that has been winning them games. And here comes Florida. Florida has been defending it so well. They've been taking
No,
away.
kudos to them. I gotta give them kudos. They're so good defensively. I love our team, but we have a good they're a match. I mean, it's like there was Carolina, but like yeah, they're a good team. I gotta give it to them. And a lot of
Carolina.
people listen. I'm gonna get shit for this. I will get shit for this. They're they're a better team. They are a better team than us, and we could beat them. But they're such a better team than us.
I mean, if I'm not gonna say they are because you never know. It's playoff hockey.
No,
If
it
the
is.
Panthers make the next, yeah, if the Panthers make the Stanley Cup final, I don't see how they lose. I really don't.
No, I don't. And again, we've said this. The team that's winning this is winning the Stanley Cup. I have no doubt.
And that's the other thing. When people say that, I never really agree with that because we said that last year with Carolina and Florida, I think, or
Last year I think Florida got cheated out of it. I fully agree they should have won that cup. I think they should have won it. I don't think Vegas should have won it. I I have a personal hate against Vegas. I have multiple reasons why. And before Vegas fans come on here, you guys cheat. You guys got lucky last year. You guys got so fucking lucky. Florida had your ass last year, and you can't even fucking deny it. I'm
okay,
sorry.
I, I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think that Florida went on a run for their lives last year, but they had an extremely tough path getting there. Yes, they
They did.
swept Carolina in the conference final, but every game was close. Two overtime games, a shutout that was 1-0, and then to Kachuk scoring with 4.3 seconds left
Right.
to send them to the the Stanley Cup
Right.
final. It was
We even thought Boston was gonna get the cup. We
We
even
did.
thought that. Everyone did.
and then Florida comes back 3-1 down. You know, this team is a team of resilience.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to play hockey. They know how to get under your skin, and they know how to win games. That is the biggest thing with this Florida team. And that is why I think they are taking control of this series against the Rangers. Because not only do they know how to do all that, they want to return. They're mad about last year. They want that Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I'm not going to say the Rangers don't want it. I'm not going to say Dallas or Edmonton doesn't want it. But Florida, you know how tough it is to be a losing team returning to the Stanley Cup final the very next year?
Their last year, and then having it ripped away from you.
Exactly.
They want it, and it's shown that they fucking want it. They're a good team, and they have the guts to get there, and they've shown they've wanted it. They basically told us we showed you that we want it, but we never got a chance to get it. This year is probably going to be that chance, and who knows? I could just be saying that, and look at the Rangers go forward. And I hope that happens. But if it doesn't, it's Florida's year. I if it Ethan, I will personally say if it does happen, I will say it in our chat and say it's Florida's year. If it doesn't, I won't.
Right.
I even told David this too. If it does happen, I'm fully fucking convinced that it's gonna be Florida who wins the cup. I don't see the Oilers coming out of it at all. I actually don't see them coming out of it at all. I actually don't even see them winning this series. Um, I don't see. All right, Dallas is a formidable team. I just don't see them winning it either. Florida's too fucking physical to not come out of this on top. If they do win, I do have hope that the Rangers come back, but if not, it's just not even a factor. They're too good of a team.
Yep. And well, okay. So really quickly now, Rangers are down 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting stat I saw, which I'm not liking personally. You're gonna like this. The Rangers are 7-2
I saw
in Game
that.
Sixes.
I saw that.
What do you think? Does that mean anything?
It could. I mean, listen, stats are to me. Stats do mean stuff, things, but also, again, I'm gonna go into this more. For Saturday, they need to lock the fuck in. There's no more bullshitting, no more stupid penalties, no more of this. This game will literally decide if we keep going. This game is going to be the end if we don't fucking wake up and do something. I I have not stressed this enough. I mean, we need to win. We need to win.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think that the Rangers are going to give up without a fight. I think that Game 6 is going to be a dogfight. The only thing that I'm going to say is, will the Rangers be able to sustain pressure in the second and third period? Because I think that they're going to come out in the first.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing for them is they can't tire
They can't.
themselves out.
No, they can't gas out the second and third period. That's been a problem. And then you have Igor, who's oiled up. That sounded really wrong, but Igor's all oiled up and he's a machine. Like those two periods, he's locked in, and he doesn't have the help. You're not gonna win. That's not how you win. You can't just gas out. That was the problem with that game against Tampa in March. The Rangers were so good coming into the first period, and then they gassed out the second and third. I mean, no wonder you lost. You gas out so quickly.
Yeah, and Florida just knows how to take advantage. Now, sorry, really quickly, Jack, what changes do you make if you're Peter Laviolette?
Um, take Mika off the ice. He's been a liability this entire series. Um, we need to be more physical, and we can't just. Defense needs to be back. I don't give a shit. I think pulling them forward, yes, is good, but also they need to get back. I think. I just think we need to be more on top defensively and not do stupid shit. We also need to be more physical with a team like this. They're too fast and they're also too quick. So even though that's the same thing, I'm just saying it just we have to be quick. It's you also can't let Igor, also can't have Igor do everything because he's gonna help, but it's not his job to like do everything. Score. Also, rebound. Rebounding is your friend. That's what you need to get goals. I feel like a lot of teams don't do that, especially at Rangers. They need to learn to rebound. But that's what I think.
What about lineup changes? Would you play Matt Rempe, Blake Wheeler?
I play Rempe and I play Wheeler. I play them both in the same line. The Goodrow line is actually a good line. I actually think that's a good line now.
So
I also like the Wenberg line because Wenberg has shown the series, but I just think we need to wake up, and I just think we need more physicality. We need physical players, and yeah, that's what I think.
now the thing with Rempe in Game 5 that I saw is he averaged, or no, he didn't average. He played a total of 2 minutes 43 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if Laviolette is going to keep him in the lineup. If I were Laviolette, and I really shouldn't be talking because I'm an Islander fan, but at the same time, I could throw my 2 cents in. If I were Laviolette, I'd play Blake Wheeler and I'd play Filipino. I wouldn't play Rempe because he's just a body. He's just a guy to scare the opposition, and it's not working with the Florida Panthers.
The thing is, well, the reason that I noticed this, Carolina was more physical, was because he wasn't in. They actually were afraid when he was in for those 10 minutes. And it actually helped because we did score that one goal. I forgot what it was. I think it was Game 3. I could be wrong. I don't even remember if he was in that game. But I don't even think he was in at all. I could be wrong. But again, it's like we need Tom Wilson. There's a reason why he's known for physical. A lot of people don't like him, but I respect him for that. He's physical. He knows how to be physical and get the puck.
You also got guys on my team, for example. Well, I mean, they don't have their touch anymore, but Matt Martin, Cal Clutterbuck, Casey Cizikas. Although Cizikas, he still has his touch. He's a great forward, and he's going to be with the team. But Cal Clutterbuck, Matt Martin, those guys were the guys that a lot of people feared because they know how to throw the body. They could hurt people because of how they hit, and it brings momentum to the team. So that's why they were called the identity line. They were the identity of the New York Islanders for so long, and unfortunately, that's going to come to an end. But it's time it is.
All right, I agree.
But anyway, what do we think? We think we're good with the Rangers-Panthers series?
I think we're good.
All right, now moving on to the Dallas Stars against the Edmonton Oilers. Jack, what do we think about that?
Dallas comes out of it. I just don't see them Oilers coming out of it.
I think that if Edmonton plays the way they did in Game 4, they come out of it.
That's fair. Again, Dallas is a very physical team.
And
they have skill. They're both very physical.
Well, I don't know if I'd call Edmonton actually.
I don't. Yeah, no. I wouldn't call Edmonton physical. Honestly.
This is a thing that I was talking about with my neighbor. The Western Conference against the Eastern Conference, those two specifically, it's strange because it's the same sport, what have you, but there's such a different style to it. And I don't want to say it's more boring or it's more exciting, what have you. It's different, and it's also a lot of fun to watch because I usually find myself having one series in the conference final that I'm just like, yeah, okay, all right, this is done. But this year,
it's been different.
It's different.
It's different now. I feel like the playoffs this year have been so much more fun than last year.
I agree, absolutely.
I feel like this year in general, this season has been so much fun. I mean, everything that's happened, Stadium Series,
I
All
don't
Star
want
was
to talk
amazing.
about that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're
I
good.
actually forgot. I actually forgot. Um, it just was so fun this season, and it's so sad to see it come. It's coming to an end soon. I feel like this season alone for us both was so fun. Well, I wouldn't say for the Devils, but
Um,
sorry. I'm
I'd
sorry.
say I'd say down the stretch for the Islanders, it was a lot of fun. But
You guys
before
had a
that,
comeback. You guys had a comeback.
oh yeah, we did. And you know what? I take this season as a W. I expect the Islanders to win the Stanley Cup this year? Absolutely not. But
No,
you know what?
no.
We got an amazing coach in Patrick Waugh, and he made such a big difference to our
Mhm.
team that we started like
You guys beat teams like Boston, the Predators. You guys beat good teams.
we beat you guys.
Hey, you did. You beat us once, but
We
then we
beat the
came back and won
Panthers
the series.
twice.
You beat the Panthers twice. That's
Yep,
not something that's not easy.
not at all. And
Did you win that series? Did you win that series?
yeah, we won 2-1. We went actually we won 2-0-1. We lost in overtime
Yeah.
at UBS. But
Yeah, and the Panthers are a good team.
I think that yeah, just the change in style of hockey because yeah,
I feel like this year too, the audience like has grown.
it has and you
I
look
know
at
we're off topic from it, but it's just so insane to see the amount of people I talk to now. They're all like, "Dude, I've been getting back into hockey." I'm like, "Dude, it's so fun. It's such a fun sport." Like I've never seen so many more people invested. My friend is a Flyers fan. He barely watched. Now he watches every game.
it's it's
Like
it's amazing
it's
and
insane. I love it. I love that the sport is going out to more people. It just needs to keep going. They
especially
need to
this
keep.
year's push to the playoffs as well.
Mhm.
And like I don't know what it is, but yeah, the NHL's advertising in the past has been absolutely horrendous.
No,
But
I think this year they've done like put like the international thing. How they're all national. That's huge. Uh, All Star in Toronto. That was wait. Where was it? Was it in Toronto?
yeah, it was in Toronto.
It was in Toronto. That was huge. Bringing in celebrity. Like it's huge. Like the people you work with. Like I could say that for every other like business, especially like wrestling has done the same thing too, bringing in more celebrities. It's reaching that audience and it's working because you have all these people coming to the games. I saw fucking Owen Wilson at the Canucks game.
You got Kevin James at the Canucks game as
Kevin
well.
James at the Predators game.
No, Canucks.
Oh, he was at the Canucks one?
Yeah, he was at a Canucks game.
That's hilarious.
And the year before, he was at an Islander game. I was at that game. Got
Is
killed.
he an Islanders fan or a Canucks fan?
He's an Islander fan. He grew up on Long Island, so
Mm-hmm.
I would assume he's an Islander fan. Hopefully, because we need some. We actually got some good celebrities who like our team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, we're getting a bit too off topic here. So,
But yeah.
back to Dallas against Edmonton. I think, yeah, like I said before, Edmonton just needs to come out. They need to play the exact same way they did Game 4. And, yeah, they might have the series. But the other thing that I want to ask you about, Jack, what's going on with the goaltending in Edmonton?
I don't know. I really don't even know how to answer that. It's like wonky. I feel like they're locked in one game and another and they lose another, then they're locked in again. It's back and forth. Again, it's a back and forth series. So with us.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you got Calvin Pickard and Stuart Skinner. It's not the best tandem, but you know what? As long as Edmonton is playing their defense, they might be able to steal the series from Dallas. And
I agree with you.
I think that I didn't even realize this, but Edmonton's penalty kill, they've I think throughout the entire playoff so far, they've killed every single penalty but one.
Hmm.
They have that shutdown penalty kill, and if if they keep, well, I think they will keep that up. They just haven't figured out. I think that they might be able to advance the Stanley Cup final, and I think no
I agree.
matter who advances, it's going to be a great series.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it just might not appeal to as many to the audience because of where the teams are. But I don't think location should have a effect on the audience and who's watching. But yeah, it's awesome.
Hmm. No, I agree. It is. It's been awesome. And I think every team has had their milestones this year.
I agree, man. I agree.
You'd love to see it, and I love to see it too.
So another thing, Dallas, Chris Tanev,
Hmm.
he was seen walking in a boot
Hmm.
in the airport, and from what I hear, he's a game time decision.
Hmm.
So Dallas losing a big man like Chris Tanev, what do we think?
I think that's gonna definitely give the Oilers an advantage. I mean, when you're down a man like that, anything can happen, and I it's definitely gonna help them a lot, but it's also gonna Dallas see what happens. Again, they've come out of it before. We've seen that they've came out of scenarios like this, but we'll see. I think it's all just we'll see what happens. Really,
I agree. The other thing, well, yeah. So, Jack, you think we're good with this series?
I think we're good.
What? Yeah. One of the final topics I want to talk about is veterans on these four teams who have not won a Stanley Cup. So
Yeah, that.
we got Kyle Oposo on the Panthers.
Mhm.
You got let's see, Blake Wheeler on the Rangers. On the Stars, you have Jamie Benn and you got Joe Pavelski, both not
Mhm.
having won one. And the Oilers, just stating the obvious, you got Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah,
So
McDavid needs to win the cup soon. If he doesn't,
I think all these players, with what they've gone through, they need to win a Stanley Cup. And you know what? How awesome would it be? Like, I think that having some of these vets on these teams and these matchups, it's perfect.
mhm.
These
I
conference
agree.
finals are perfect, and somebody who's deserving of a Stanley Cup is gonna win one.
No, I agree with you. I agree 110%.
So, um, yeah,
Yeah, I think we're good.
all right. So, everybody, thanks again for tuning
Thank you
into
for
the Trade
joining.
State Sit Down podcast, and
Yes, sir.
we'll see you sometime next week with the outcome and the Stanley Cup final preview. So,
Yes, sir.
signing off. Let's go Islanders. Let's go Panthers.
Right. Let's go Rangers.
All right, we will see you guys next week.